Hello and welcome back to another reading by yours truly, Andromeda Tarot. My name is Andrea and today I will be doing a reading for my Geminis. Woo! Before I get into this Gemini reading, one of my favorite Geminis is myself. And as a Gemini, I like to defend my fellow Geminis, even though I am on the cusp of Cancer, which I call myself a sensitive Gemini. My fellow Geminis, that would be my pops, my dad, who I love very, very much. He is a May Gemini. And then my BFF or sister, Jeanette, she is a early June Gemini. And who else? My brother's girlfriend is a Gemini. Yeah, so defense of the Geminis. A lot of people want to give Geminis a bad rap and say that Geminis are two-faced because of the twins in the zodiac. However, I am going to say that I disagree with that because, one, being a Gemini, anybody can be two-faced. Let me just say that first and foremost. Anybody. I've met two-faced people of all different signs, okay? But what Geminis can be is a mirror. And so if you've ever met a Gemini and you thought you liked them, you thought they liked you, and all of a sudden they're acting a different way towards you, more than likely it was because of you. And I say that meaning we reflect back to you what you present to us. And so if you're going to be a jerk to us, we're going to be a jerk back to you. Now, as a Gemini or as just a human being, that is something that I'm actually working on because I've always seen that as being justified to, if somebody's going to be a jerk to me, I'm going to be a jerk back to them. And maybe that's because my moon sign is Libra. And so it's like the justice, the scales, balancing things out also. But I guess it's not always that great. And so that is something that I will fess up to as a Gemini. Okay, while I was recording this beginning part, two angel numbers came across my path, 111 and 222. And so my Geminis, you are on the right path in life, okay? And today I'm going to be using the Crow Tarot for my Gemini reading. And so I just want to get a general feel of the energy that my Geminis are in. Okay, what energy are my Geminis in? Okay, we have the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles. So already starting off with some beautiful energy. The Sun being the happiest card in the deck. We have joy, we have bright, brilliant sunshine. This crow is flying with a red sash. I just saw 333. This is like, what is the word I'm looking for? This makes me think of the red thread bond. And now red thread bonds can be soul ties. And so you have soul ties in your life, people who you are connected to, from the divine. It is in your divine mission. So that could be soulmates, that could be best friends, that could be family members. And then we also have the Ace of Pentacles, another really great energy. You're working on your life. You're working on having something to offer, and life and love all around. You are working on being strong through thick and thin, being strong no matter what life throws at you. Okay. And let me get some clarifying cards with my love oracle for the general energy that my Geminis are in. And actually, I wasn't going to do this reading today because I do work today. But I just couldn't wait. I woke up, I kept waking up, and I was like, no, you need to sleep, you need to sleep, you need to sleep. And then I was just like, no, I'm going to do this. And so this card just, boom, it came out. And so obscurity, we have secrets, mysteries, and concealing. And so what I'm getting from this is you are concealing some of your feelings, whether it be to protect your own energy. Actually, yeah, that's actually what I'm getting, is concealing emotions to protect your energy. And maybe it's to protect others as well. If you are having negative emotions, sometimes we like to keep those concealed because we don't want to hurt others. Or maybe if we have romantic emotions, we will sometimes keep those concealed if we don't feel like that is going to be reciprocated, okay? And let me get one more here since that one just came off the top. So, general energy of my Geminis. What is the general energy of my Geminis? We have clinging, holding on, obsessing, spying. Being a Gemini, I don't know how to feel about that. So when it comes to being obscure, having secrets, concealing, there must be something in your life that you are clinging on to. And what I'm hearing from Spirit is to open up about those feelings, whether it be with a family member, whether it be with a friend, whether it be with a lover, to open up. If there's a reason why you have some sort of boundaries up, this is still a form of chasing. This clinging, obsessing, spying, all of that is still a form of chasing. Okay, and so it's either open up about your feelings or stop obsessing over it. Okay, that's what I'm hearing. I mean, you started off with these two cards. What's going on? What's going on? Come on. All right, and I want to know how the person on Gemini's mind is feeling about Gemini. How is the person on Gemini's mind feeling about my Geminis? How is the person on Gemini's mind? These cards just flew on out. Oh, feeling about my Geminis. So we have the Ace of Pentacles once again. So there is somebody who wants to offer you something in life. They want to offer you something in love. They want to offer you something in romance. They want to offer you their companionship through thick and thin. No matter if it's raining or sunny, or you know, it's a good day, a bad day, they want to have something to offer you, and companionship is what I'm hearing. Twitchy. And then we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. And so this card I'm actually going to read because I'm not 100% sure on the Seven of Cups in reverse, but this Seven of Cups card means that you have a lot of options in your life, and not all of the choices that you can make are going to be the right choice, is what I'm hearing from that. And so let me read the Seven of Cups here, and then I'll get some clarifying cards. Seven of Cups. The crow rests as she dreams of all the things she wants. Some of her dreams lead to love and victory. Others may result in loss or deception. Because she has created so many choices, she is finding it hard to commit to a decision, and as a result, she is stuck in place. The Seven of Cups advises you to step back and weigh all your options. Take the time to evaluate the pros and cons of each choice with an eye toward the realistic. It is okay to be a dreamer, but eventually you will need to face reality. Reverse. The Seven of Cups warns that you are spending every waking hour busying yourself to avoid facing reality. Because of this, you are unable to fully realize your dreams. And so what I'm getting with these two cards together is the person on Gemini's mind knows that Gemini is their destiny, knows that this is what they want in their life. This is what they dream of. And yet they're distracting themselves to stay away from the Gemini. And all it's doing is messing up their emotions, messing up their life. They're living in some sort of fantasy world that's not even what they want. And those two cards that I got for Gemini, that I was kind of like, that's with the Gemini energy that came out, it seems like maybe somebody is obsessing over you, Gemini. Okay, and let me get some clarifying cards here with the Love Oracle as far as how the person on Gemini's mind is feeling about Gemini. How's the person on Gemini's mind feeling about Gemini? Of course, we have fantasy, daydreaming, imagining, fantasize. Okay, so yeah, if you are in all of this fantasy energy, then what are you doing with your life if you really want to be with the Gemini? Okay, two other angel numbers that I saw is 1010 and 1122. And then we have rejection, abandoned, dismissed, irrational fear. And so what I'm hearing from Spirit is that you're staying in this mode, this fantasy mode, in order to hide your fear. Fear is something that you cannot let define you. You cannot let overcome your life, because what will end up happening is you will be living your life in regret. Okay. And then, so all of these cards kind of came out, but I'm going to look at this one that's on the bottom because I did kind of show it to the card. Time, waiting, cycles, moments. And so perhaps you are thinking that this connection is just going to come about by you waiting, when in reality, in life, in order to make things happen, you got to get out there and you got to go for it. Okay. Okay. All right. And now I want to see how Gemini is feeling about the person on their mind. How are Geminis feeling about the person on their mind? How are my Geminis feeling about the person on their mind? How are my Geminis feeling about the person on their mind? How are my Geminis feeling about the person on their mind? We have the Seven of Cups in reverse. So yeah, they're feeling like the person on their mind is having trouble making the right decision in their life. Okay. How are my Geminis feeling about the person on their mind? We got two cards. We have the Six of Swords. And so what I'm seeing here is some sort of movement, some sort of battle. I'm going to read that card. And then we have the Five of Swords in reverse. I'm going to read both of those cards. Swords energy, that's some sort of communication energy. So what I'm hearing is that perhaps Gemini wants communication. Perhaps Gemini is expecting some sort of communication. Some honest communication. Some justified communication. All right, Six of Swords. Through the snow, the crow makes a trip over choppy waters in pursuit of a better life. Along the way, he has lost a few feathers, but it is a sacrifice he made for a chance to rebuild and start over. The Six of Swords denotes a time that will require you to cut your losses and begin anew. This decision will not come easily, and there may be feelings of great regret along the way. Wow, I was just talking about regret. However, once the journey is complete, you will be able to recognize that the result was worth the sacrifice. Focusing on the new opportunity instead of the loss will help ease the transition. And so what I'm hearing is, as far as Gemini, how they're feeling about the person on their mind, they may have had to cut them off, set up boundaries, go along with their life in order to help themselves, in order to take care of their own energy, if you are not taking care of theirs. And then we have the Five of Swords in reverse. Reverse, the Five of Swords indicates that you are tired of fighting and you have accepted that some gains are not worth the battle. And so how Gemini is feeling about the person on their mind, they may feel like you gave up. You gave up on them. That's what I'm hearing. All right, and let me get some clarifying cards for how Gemini is feeling about the person on their mind. How are my Geminis feeling about the person on their mind? How are my Geminis feeling about the person on their mind? Trapped, stuck, tied down, captive. And so either they feel trapped and stuck by you, or you feel trapped and stuck in the situation that you're in, and that is why you are not coming forward. Okay. I'm hearing like trapped and stuck inside of your head, trapped and stuck inside of your own emotions, that is halting you from making any moves. All right, and then now I want to get a clarifying card with the Woodland Wardens deck, and this is going to be for how Gemini is feeling about themselves. How are my Geminis feeling about themselves, Spirit? How are my Geminis feeling about themselves? We have the Lizard and Pitcher Plant, stagnation. And so from reading this card, you feel like you need a new beginning. You feel like you need to set up boundaries, and you feel like you need to start over. By taking care of yourself, by protecting your own energy. I'm going to go ahead and read it anyways, though. The carnivorous pitcher plant traps its prey within its leaves. The lizard, which may occasionally find itself ensnared in a pitcher plant's trap, has come to represent death and resurrection. As it possesses the unique ability to drop its tail when stuck, a new tail will grow in the old one's place, though it is never quite the same as the original. Upright, you may be feeling stuck, frozen in place, or without an escape. Reflect on the lizard's ability to shed and regrow its tail. There may be things in your life you can leave behind, making way for new growth. What could I drop in order to feel like I'm moving forward again? And so, yeah. A new beginning. You're looking for a new beginning. You're looking for a fresh new start. You're looking for positive energy in your life. All right. My Merlin baby is calling. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up here. I thank you all so much for interacting, liking my readings, commenting on my readings. Merlin wants to say hello. And I hope that you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I love you.